What's up, guys? Hey, Jerry Green here today. We're going to talk about the truth of real estate wholesaling. Do me a favor though. If you would, make sure to subscribe to my channel, and at the end of the video today, give me a big like. All right, let's talk about the truth of real estate wholesaling. So let's talk about this a little bit more, guys. I'll show you a little bit here on the board here in just a minute, but you know, what's interesting is I've been around this a long time. I started in 1994 in this business, and I actually started wholesaling back then. A lot of people said, oh my God, did it even exist? Yes, wholesaling did exist, okay? And at the same time, we were just coming to the point where we're coming out of the Stone Age too during that time, okay? Because a lot of people harass me saying, Jerry, I didn't know they even done that stuff back then. Yes, wholesaling existed, but most people just didn't know about it, okay? So, but you know, what's interesting is a lot of people, it's funny with social media and here on YouTube, and a lot of people out there talking about wholesaling, doing wholesaling this, and you guys realize that a lot of people don't even know really what it is, okay? They don't understand that. And so I just want to talk a little bit about that here today. So a couple things I look at. First of all, wholesaling, if you think about it, break it down this way, okay? First of all, you can do wholesaling in really anything. It doesn't have to, we're just talking about real estate today, but I can wholesale this pen, okay? I could be in the wholesale business of these pens. It doesn't really matter on that. The thing you got to realize, all we're doing is basically taking a product, and this happens to be real estate. We're buying that below market value because there's a reason behind it. Usually the core reason is the property's in poor condition most of the time at one level or another. We're controlling that piece of real estate, and then what we're doing is we're marking it up a little bit and then exiting out of that transaction and let somebody else step into our shoes and take it over. That's the best way to think about it. Somebody just step into our shoes, they're taking it over and then running with it from there, okay? Now, the other component is like retailing properties. So think about that. What are we doing there? We're buying low and selling high. Okay, all we're doing is basically buying low and selling low, but just with a little bit of a markup on things. Now, sometimes it could be very profitable. That could be a big markup, but it also is a big exit for somebody else on the other end. So just think about that. We're just buying low, still selling low, but it's kind of mid-level low, if you want to look at that. And retailing is just buying low and selling high. So when I first started in business years ago, everything was about, really, that's all it was called. It was like, hey, what do you do? I retail homes. Okay, what do you mean retail? Well, we buy low, we fix up and resell. Okay, that's retailing. No, but I'm in the wholesale business. Oh, what do you do? I buy low and I sell low. Okay, so I just mark it up a little bit. It's very simple, guys, when it comes to that. So just think about that. So really, that's what it is its core. Okay, so but let's think about this. And a lot of people don't know this and don't understand it. So everybody thinks that in the wholesaling that it's all about doing what we call like an assignment. That's part of it, but that's not the complete component of it, okay? So I'm gonna look at this, and just want to show you here today a little bit, just some, real truth behind this, some foundational things. So first of all, let's just look at, any type of deal. And let's just say, real quick example, let's say I got a property that has what we call after repaired value, okay? That's the ARV, common terminology that's used in the wholesale business or retail side of the business is just the after repaired value. So let's just say I have an after repaired value simply of $100,000. That's based upon comps, okay? Comparable properties that have actually sold that are similar to that property and in the same location or close to it as possible. All right, so that's how we do our value. And then what happens is you have a formula, typically you're running based upon those numbers, okay? It can vary a little bit from place to place. Used to be that, it was very common to be somewhere about 70% of that minus rehab costs. Some people are 65. Now with the market as hot as it is, some people are pushing it up a lot more. So it varies on that, but I'm not teaching that, okay? What I'm teaching here is just basically to understand the truth behind wholesaling, okay? So let's just say we're in an example that we take 70% of that and it needs, let's say, 20 grand in rehab. So what we're looking at, we're basically we couldn't pay more than $50,000 for that deal, okay? As a potential candidate that we would turn around and fix up or resell. Let's say we want to wholesale that. Well, if we want to wholesale that, basically what we're going to do is we're going to take a little more off on it. Let's say we take $10,000 off on that. That takes us down to 40, okay? Well, we could turn around and then, if you think about it, we control that deal for 40, we can turn around and sell our position in this contract over to another party at $50,000, but really what we're doing is just ask for a $10,000 assignment fee. So with that said, guys, I just want you guys to look at, actually, let me just go over here. Wholesaling, guys, can be done, two different ways, okay? Number one, we can do it through what we call an assignment of contract, okay? So assignment of contract. Now, just for our time here today, so you guys understand on this, basically an assignment of contract, I'm just turning around and I'm controlling this contract. So this is my contract I just signed between me and the seller. I can turn around and write this contract between me and the seller, and then I can turn around and I can do what we call an assignment of contract, which is a separate document. Okay, here's the contract to purchase. So we'll say purchase contract or contract to purchase, and then we'll say an assignment agreement. So what I can do is I can turn around, take this contract to purchase that I have, and I can bring in another person up here, this third person that has cash, and they're a buyer, and they say, hey, I want to buy that deal right here for, they said, I like it for 50. I'll say, great. I can turn around and take my contract I have for 40 right here, and I can assign it to them for 10. Okay, do you see how that works? See, a lot of people think, what they think is you're assigning it for 50. Actually, what I'm assigning it for is 10. 10 plus a 40 is 50. So what they're doing is taking over my existing contract plus paying me $10,000. That is a true assignment of contract, okay? Another way we can also do a wholesale transaction is, a lot of people will do this too, is like a double close, okay? So what we'll do is we'll go ahead and let's just say that for some reason we're going to make a lot bigger profit on it and we don't want the seller really know what we're making on it. So we can actually go ahead and close on this deal and then basically within the same hour, turn around and sell it to another buyer instantly on things. And you say, well, I got to come up with the money on that. Yeah, you do on that side of things. But there's a lot of times you can do that where you can get what we call transactional funding, things like that. And that's a separate subject of its own right there. But also, guys, when I first started, you know what? It was very common for me a lot of times to use credit cards. I would buy the house with a credit card, and then I'd turn around, sell it, same day, pay the credit card off, guys, on things. So two ways to really look at that. And really the truth behind this whole thing is that you have one, an assignment of contract, two, like a double type close transaction. Both of them are wholesale. You both complete the same thing. Just basically it depends what path you want to go, okay? So don't get caught up into this big thing of, hey, wholesaling doesn't work, it's illegal and all this stuff here. It can be done, you just got to do it properly, and you got to protect yourself on things, and just do it the right way, okay? It's been around for many, many years. People do it all the time, not just in real estate, but all kinds of other business transactions. All right, guys, hey, look, hope you enjoyed this today. I know it was some content that a lot of you might already know, but some of you might be in the position where you say, well, I really never understood wholesaling and things. Hope that gives you a little glimpse into that. Do me a big favor, guys, okay? As I mentioned earlier, if you would, before you exit here today, give me a big thumbs up, and then also subscribe to my channel. We'll talk to you on the next one.